morning, kids. So I made it to Jackson.
Yeah.
I say obviously, but there's trees behind me, and no, there's not forests like this thick in Jackson. I guess there's little parks.
We're really close to a lake, actually.
Yeah, I like
Jackson
I like
has
lakes.
a lot of beautiful places, you guys. It gets a bad rep, but I love Jackson.
Anyway, with me is Bethany Hill. Bethany is heading up this entire knee-jerk reaction to what you guys had, like, monthly demonstrations, then you had weekly demonstrations, and now we're coming up on
Living on the doorstep of the governor until he calls the session.
When all else doesn't fail. And, like, I totally applaud you for your efforts in this, dude. Like, I mean, I know it's so hard when groups are fighting and doing the right thing, right? And lobbying and talking with their representatives and getting the ballot and all these crazy bureaucratic loopholes you have to jump through, give your first child and like a stool sample.
Urine sample. Yeah, urine was for sure. Blood definitely. Was later. Not right at first, but
no, we kid. But you go through all this. You spent literally years and thousands of hours of volunteer man time, by the way.
Completely volunteer.
People don't get paid for this. The big lobbyists do, but not human beings.
Just the normal people.
And then you get the vote through, and 74%, and months go by, and no action. And from what I learned yesterday, and you guys, by the way, I'm sorry I didn't check back in yesterday. It was I didn't realize how, like, knee-jerk this was. Yeah. And that's great, but we spent our faces, the entire morning with our faces in the laptops, and there's more laptop time. And right now there's 4 or 5 people kind of working behind the scenes to try to organize this together. But without the organization, what did you spoke to 4 different major local media news outlets?
Oh yeah, we've got a huge an advocate in Jackson media for sure, and Memphis too. We have a great following there. WLOX in Gulfport, they're wonderful. I mean, just so many different stations are really talking about the plight of the people, and we're so proud of that. And it started long before or the problems began long before we had to actually fight to do a ballot initiative. We had to collect signatures for that, get it on the actual ballot, and then we had to educate our public because we had ballot initiative 65. And then when it actually made it to the ballot, there was 65 alternative, 65A. So we had to combat and teach the public about the 2 differences, etc. And then it actually won by a landslide, 74%. Was
that the highest vote in Mississippi history?
I think so.
I know it was one of, but
was it
for
sure.
You're not sure? 100%?
I want to say I'm going to say I'm like 85% the highest.
Either way, y'all, this is America.
Yeah,
74% of the people never agree on anything.
No.
And it actually happened. Like
in Mississippi.
74% of people at your church or like your Rotary Club don't even agree on like
dinner.
I'm saying like 74% of your actual family can't even agree on like what laundry detergent to use.
Yes, exactly.
And 74% of Mississippians came out and said yes to medical cannabis freedom. And I keep calling Governor Tate, that's his first name.
Well, it goes back to the Supreme Court first, actually. The Supreme Court. November, and we wake up and it's like 74% have voted it. Like, we are elated. We're fascinated. We're excited. We expect things to start taking place in January and rules and regulations and all the information to start coming out. We're supposed to roll out our program by August 1st. And then May 14th, the Supreme Court had to address a lawsuit that had been brought before them from a mayor of Madison. And yeah.
What's this guy's name?
Oh, her name is Mary Hawkins Butler.
Her name, Mary.
Yeah, she's
Hawkins.
been the mayor of Madison, I think, for 40 years. And so she sued, saying that we had collected these signatures from 5 congressional districts, which was wrong because after the census in 2000, we dropped down to 4 congressional districts. Yet, for 20 years, we've used them simultaneously.
20 years ago.
But we've used them 4 and 5 simultaneously. Never had an issue. So, actually, with this lawsuit, it actually made our ballot initiative process null and void as well. Wow. So, Mississippi not only lost their cannabis program they had voted for, we lost our voice for our government. And
oh, my God. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She has been serving since 1981 here. Mm-hmm. Is she like the Queen of Madison? Is that what the...
Lady Mary?
Oh,
can we just call her Lady Mary?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So.
Oh, my goodness. Miss Butler. Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, first of all, I'm a term limits kind of gal, but let's not go down that road.
Which is
but
something...
How disconnected must you be
up,
from, like, reality if you're stuck in an office for 40 years.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, she's been in power longer than you or I have been alive.
exactly.
In power. And I say that kind of facetiously because that's not how our system works. It's people have the power. But we've twisted that somehow.
Career politicians.
I don't know what this fear. I understand legitimate fear of politicians in the South. Like that shit you see on the movies is true. The corrupt politicians, going back to the days of the Klan. And again, I don't want to go down that road right now.
Well,
but
I mean, and times are
some things never
changing,
change, but times are changing.
Times are changing in Mississippi. That's what's so incredible is cannabis has really brought everybody together. I mean, it was the time of the corrupt politician in Mississippi, and now it's the time of the people. And watching that happen in real time the last 5 months has been one of the most amazing things I've ever witnessed.
Oh, wait.
No one expects Mississippi to come togetger like that. Not at all.
So this is fun. So this Wikipedia page on Hawkins Butler says on April 23rd, 2015, Hawkins Butler gave her annual State of the City address in which she compared city engineer Rudy Warnock, do you know this guy? To a corrupt state official. Chris Ebbs, don't know who this guy is, as a result threatened a lawsuit against Hawkins Butler.
No.
Just like she's doing to you guys right now.
Oh, she did it. She did
But
it.
she got upset about this. And what this says is that she publicly stated that she believed the entire Madison Board of Directors is corrupt.
Wow.
But it doesn't look like she did anything about that since 2000.
But she did steal our ballot initiative process we wanted. But she didn't fix our entire board of directors that was corrupt. That's weird.
See, and that's why I'm here. That's why I drove 1,800 miles.
Right.
As soon
My
as you
girl,
called me.
yes.
And
Oh, she came right to my aid the minute I called. I was like, I don't know what we're doing. We planned statewide rallies, right? Every Saturday until he calls it. And then basically we're told that he didn't care if 5 to 10 patients, this is just a rumor, that he didn't care if 5 or 10 patients are out on the sidewalk. And so we basically just said on Friday, hey guys, we're heading to Jackson Monday and we're sitting in until he does. If he doesn't care that we're in Tupelo, if he doesn't care that we're in Gulfport, all around the state, all the 10 courthouses that we attended, then we'll go just hang out at his doorstep. Let him know how important this is to us.
And you guys have had some big turnouts at these other rallies.
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
for
one
sure.
I was at here, was it June or July? When
We had one in May,
Was it May?
and we had, the very first rally was actually 200 to 300 people. I think it was like 250, 275 is what we had, and we did a march.
Where are you people?
Yeah. Where's everybody that came to the first rally?
How did you get them out? Was it free weed, free hats?
It was within a week. Actually, I'll be honest, I know what's happened to everybody. We're devastated. We're heartbroken, we're giving up, and we're losing our faith. And that's it. I know it. Mississippians, y'all, this has been 5 months. 5 months. I've worked 18 to 20 hours a day for 5 months for free.
And how many years before that, though? I don't want to interrupt
Years,
you,
3
but-
years. I've been a cannabis activist back in
And before
Mississippi.
you came into the picture, how many other people were working for years
Tons.
to get? I mean, you guys, we are talking decades worth of work
Yeah.
to get 74% of the people behind
Yeah.
it.
Well, and the federal government has had one place that they grew their cannabis for their patients, and it's been at the University of Mississippi.
They opened a 4th place, by the way.
Yeah, finally. And for
won't-
50
I
years,
won't get
Ole
into
Miss
that.
was the, and not very good,
Not
actually. Very good. They have a bad reputation. Sorry,
Government
guys.
weed's
Grow it
terrible.
better. Grow it
It's
better.
absolutely- it is very clear that you guys don't know what
You don't know what you're doing.
and you're making laws off. And it's funny that you go there too, because to the point that it's clear that the people who are writing the law know nothing about cannabis. Like they are not
Nope.
qualified whatsoever. You grab some kid behind a 7-Eleven, they're probably more qualified to, talk about
ECS
weed
science and stuff.
and that's what you guys are doing today. So today you're having at 420, which is Christ, we
Yeah.
gotta get on the road, man.
Sorry, guys.
for-
We've been doing podcasts, interviews, news, radio. We are all pulled in 15 directions right now because we are throwing this together so fast. But we have a great schedule for the weekend that we're
It's gonna
planning.
be fun. Starting with today with a joint rolling demonstration at 420. So you guys got your hands on a 1/4 pound of federally legal CBD flower. Right?
Grown in this state. Grown in this state.
Isn't that great? And you guys, we're going to take that down there. We're going to roll it up. Jonathan, who's working with us, who also worked with
JB, Jonathan Brown.
Yeah,
oh,
Jonathan's
the
a great
man,
guy.
the myth, the legend.
he's going to kind of demonstrate that. So now what's holding up the bill, to back up for a second, is the total monthly allotment. And we don't want to say numbers because our heads are in 15 different directions. Okay. But I think it's 4 ounces, because I think that's why he got the 1/4
It's
pound.
approximately an ounce that we're
symbolic.
talking about
So and
in a
yeah,
monthly
Governor
supply.
Reeves wants to take an ounce away from that. Basically, so a handful of weed is what's holding up whether or not this can pass or not. And that's kind of what we're trying to demonstrate with the joint rolling thing today. That and you know, get some attention on this. I'm going to spend the day walking around to local businesses.
Yes, exactly.
We're going to call the local head shops. We need boots on the ground. If anybody watching can help from home, like there is so much that you can do from freaking Oregon sitting in your living room. If you're like in Hawaii visiting right now,
I miss you.
Dude, if you're sitting on a beach somewhere, A, I'm jealous. B, you can help us.
You can help us.
If you have 10 minutes and you can throw down your time, 10 minutes of it, to make just 1 or 2 phone calls a day for us, and we can get multiple people in on this. We can really get this word out, and that's what we need to do. And the local news came out, and they really did y'all a solid. I'm not gonna lie, there was a handful of us there yesterday. It's Wednesday. It's a tough day. Rallies get big on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, Sundays are big too.
Thursday night's a great night. That's what we thought. We will show up, and we started arriving. So we started arriving on Monday. So everybody's kind of just been arriving at different times. But the main focus has always been starting Thursday night through Sunday. So we want to end midday Sunday with a Sunday service, which is so Mississippi appropriate.
We're going to have on the updates the list of events as you guys decide
a whole program actually.
But the news was great because so they showed up to a very small crowd, and they didn't go make your crowd look like a joke on the news. If you go to platoon420.com/occupy right now, I'm not gonna get into that story either, but We Are the 70s for is trying to reclaim its .com.
Long story.
Long story, but you know who you are. Smoke a bowl and do what's right. Anyway, platoon420.com/occupy right now is where we're going to keep you guys updated. And if you go there right now, you can see the news story, one of the 4 that we've dug up because Jonathan's handling the press stuff.
Yeah, sorry, y'all. We're all trying to divide and conquer right now because it's a lot to do all at once.
But you can see that they really made you guys look, they made us look solid. They didn't go, oh, there's this small group of potheads out here. No, they said, people are gathering. It is Wednesday. Y'all come out this weekend. And they were very supportive of the effort. So we've got the local media. And
they've always loved us. We love them.
How could they not be 74%? Like, I don't care what the issue is. I don't care what the issue is. If it's 74% of people... I don't even care if you didn't get enough signatures before that. Let's just say you didn't. Doesn't matter. 74% of people still saw it on their ballot, and they still said yes.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we can also talk about these lines are fictitious lines. They're not real borders. So guess what? All these people still live in the border of Mississippi. And they all still signed for it.
I can go by.
Never mind what criteria the government sets. There are still X number of signatures from registered Mississippians.
I don't think these guys know math. I think that's what the problem is. I'm not.
Yeah, but we kept getting flack on the 74% thing, and so basically I was like, okay, so if you take 65 and 65A, you have over 1 million votes. Is that easier to process?
And correct me if I'm wrong too. Didn't we get more votes than the governor himself?
Double. Approximately double.
That's not a percentage thing. That's an actual head count thing.
Yeah. Like he received approximately 400,000 votes, and cannabis received approximately 800,000 votes just for 65, not 65A. Cannabis itself, so basically the way they put it on the ballot is you had to pick if you wanted medical cannabis, yes or no. And I can even give you guys a sample of what it looked like. And it was just basically to confuse people. Do you want a program, yes or no? And then if you did, you had to pick 65, which was the People's Ballot Initiative, or 65A, which where the legislators would come in and do different things and all these different routines.
Do you want the people's option or the state's option?
Basically. Okay. So when 65 and 65A, you have over 1 million votes. I think it's 1,040,000.
Which one won? The people or the state?
65 won. Yeah, 65 won with 74%.
This isn't a joke. And Governor Reeves, if you or any other representative out there think that when twice as many people vote on an issue that you're not going to let them have and voted on you, that you're going to have a job next term, you shouldn't. And if you're expecting to not have a job next term because you want to retire and you're just trying to destroy the lives of your constituents before you head out, smoke a joint and think about that. you know, or do some mushrooms. Maybe you need to take it, you know, to kick it up a level higher. I am so dead ass
Like
serious.
spaghetti?
That's as a representative of an
Psilocybin?
entire state. No, of an
Sorry.
entire state. How dare this individual?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
There is no excuse. And that's why I think this is more of a national cannabis issue.
It is, absolutely. And I'm an ambassador for the National Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce. So come to my cannabis aid. This organization is out of Colorado. We also have a YouTube channel, Mississippi Cannabis News Network. Follow us, help us.
And there's some fuckery in
Anything.
Colorado. Like right now,
Yeah.
people need to be in Colorado because they're taking
Yes.
away children's medicinal
Yes.
access, okay? We need to be there. But right now, 74% of population of people, voting population,
Yes.
said
Right.
yes to something in America that as a democratic system, no, we're not a democracy. Again, different discussion. But we
Whole
have a
different show.
democratic voting system, and representatives don't get to say no. And if that's happening on a cannabis issue, the national cannabis community needs to come together on this because
Yes.
it will send a message to the entire world.
The entire world.
that the cannabis community is no force to be
Yeah,
reckoned
if you
with.
got money and you live in Amsterdam, come to Mississippi and help us. If you have money and you live in Costa Rica and you used to be an American citizen, but now you're an
I
expat,
laugh, but
come
I'm
to
serious.
Mississippi, help
This is-
us.
and imagine if this turnout is huge.
Yes.
The White House is going to be watching.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what kind of waves will that send in regards to federal cannabis when the powers that be, the people powers that be, go back in and try to get that changed? Because quite frankly, the national cannabis legalization bill that's on the floor right now is terrible.
We're going to have to work on that, guys. We're going to tweak
everybody,
it just a bit.
Don't fall for the Trojan horse. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait
for the proper program.
We've been smoking weed long before the weed laws happen. We'll keep doing that until they make them look right. Don't bend.
Yeah, don't bend to the
pivot.
federal stuff. We have time. There are lots of states that have wonderful programs. If you live close to a state, usually they will have an out-of-state patient program as well that you can take part in.
Yeah,
So if you live close-
I can go up to Arkansas
Yeah.
and buy weed because I have a medical card. And not a lot of states recognize other medical cards. They will in regards to not locking you up, but not they won't let you
And
buy
Mississippi
product.
will. The last I checked in the bill, that was still in there.
Here,
So that's wonderful.
Separate squirrel in Arkansas.
Yeah.
In order for me to purchase from a medical dispensary as a medical patient out of state, I have to pay a $50 non-refundable hush hush fee.
It's worth it.
I swear
I'll
to
hush
God.
for $50.
I'm gonna do it, you guys, because my trip home is also not gonna be in vain. If you've read the whole plan, once this effort's done, the outreach is gonna continue. I'm out there on the road, right? But so I'm gonna check it out anyway. But it's good to know that you guys can go across state lines, find a buddy that lives in
Yes.
Arkansas, get your medical card, okay? But then you're technically defrauding a system when you
You
want to
are.
just do it right, and then when you're crossing that state line.
You're trafficking. Because until we have federal legalization, that happens.
And if your kid's in the car,
But I mean, if you live, say, 5-minute drive from Tennessee, maybe start looking for a rental house in Tennessee, or whatever state. I just use that as an example because I live 5 minutes from Tennessee, so that's why I use that example. But my point is, right now we don't know exactly what's going to happen. We hope for the best, but you guys, if you don't come and help out and turn up and show out, then it's all for naught. 5 months of back-breaking, blood, sweat, tears, devastation for nothing.
20
To be
years or
robbed and
more,
to allow it to happen. We're allowing it to happen. So please come out to Jackson this weekend. Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington specifically. Any activists there that can come. Your city. I was a cannabis refugee. I found my life in your city, thank God. And please come to my aid if you can.
You got to, and we're trying. If you know anybody in neighboring states,
Ask them.
send them our way.
Yeah.
This weekend's gonna be fun.
Yes, we have some wonderful things planned,
I know.
but we're celebrating too. We're celebrating the cannabis community. We are not what they call us. We are not what they think. And I mean,
no. I'm a
this is
stoner.
beauty.
I don't
No,
wanna-
I meant like
I'm a fucking
derelicts. I'm a
stoner.
stoner. Yeah, I'm a stoner.
I'm a derelict.
I'm a sassy
Right.
stoner. I'm not just a stoner. We have to take it up a notch.
No, guys, but
Right?
10, 11, 12, my computer's still on Pacific time. It's 12:30. Let's get some food in our bellies
Yeah, let's
and
get
get on
there.
down there.
We'll see you guys.
Yeah, you guys will check in as we can. Again, it's going to be hard for me until there's boots on the ground, right? But once there are, all that recording equipment.
Yes.
We can do this. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
and we're going to be having a lot of recordings we have actually scheduled. So if you guys ever, when you're here, if you want to take part in any of the recordings that we're doing for different shows, Hype Girls Roundtable, stuff like that, let us know. You can sit in on that.
How can everybody get like a hold of you? Like if somebody's watching and they want to help, how can they contact you?
We Are the 74 is on Facebook. That's our biggest group. You can also follow Mississippi Cannabis News Network on YouTube, and then Mississippi Canna NN on TikTok and Instagram.
Awesome.
And Twitter, of course. Hit us up on Twitter, MCNN. All these crazy things are happening this weekend. If you want to come have some fun, the world follows what Mississippi does. So let's start changing how Mississippi operates.
I love it. And since this is an effort the Platoon 420
Yes.
has decided to get
Thank
involved
you,
with,
guys.
if you go to platoon420.com, join our Telegram channel. That's where all the behind the scenes comms is going on. So if you have interest in helping or coming to be here, we have lodging, guys. We've been fundraising. Like the cannabis community is strong AF.
Yes.
They always have been. This is the message we're trying to send to Mississippi and the entire nation right now through
And
this.
the world.
So platoon420.com, you can join the Telegram channel. It's absolutely free. And basically text us directly whenever you want. Find out what's going on and say, hey, my cousin lives down in whatever. Great.
Yeah.
Give us your cousin's number because we got some free weed and inspiration for him here. Hemp. We've got some free hemp.
I mean, it is. But it's high quality CBD.
It is. And we all know, which the lawmakers do not, that it's really the terpenes that give you the feelings, not the THC count. You stupid motherfuckers. People can still get high off of CBD. It's a thing. So, pass joints, not judgments. But always point things out for what they are. You guys are awesome. We'll see you later
Thank
today.
you guys so much.